Welcome back on the AM show. We're glad that you stayed with us. And guess what we're discussing next? We'll be hearing from the Ministry of Education and the NEIP. Why? Well, they are collaborating, teaming up to come up with Stemnovation 2023, the year's biggest science event at the City Conference Center, University of Ghana, on the 14th and the 15th of this month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But what's all of that about? We'll be getting the details from our guests. First, Nana Afrasika Mensah. She's Deputy Coordinator, Free SHS. We also have Aaron Chum Akwabwa, Strategy and Innovation at the Ministry of Education. He is Director, Strategy and Innovation at the Ministry of Education. That name, Akwabwa, is the kwa. It's always good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having us.
As for Nana Afra, I've never interacted with her, I don't think, but I have. Yes, sir. I've had an interaction with you. So here we go, Stemnovation 2023. It's an interesting bit. Well, I saw it today, of course, when we spoke about it yesterday, STEM, innovation, and here we go. But what's the breakdown, Stemnovation 2023? What's it all about?
Okay, it's STEM and innovation, double Stemnovation. It's simply a competition among senior high school, senior high, technical, and then the vocational schools. Why Stemnovation? Because we want to tap into the creative potential beneficiaries of the free senior high school. The investment that we are investing into the free senior high school space. We wanted to see if students can be innovative and at the same time to creative. So last year, for instance, we gave them 3 thematic areas for them to develop a project, not just a project, but a project that at the end of the day, it should be able to solve an issue within their community. So this year, for instance, we came up with 3 themes. We have urban gardening, clean water, and then flexible use of
urban gardening,
yes,
clean water, and use of
flexible use of electricity for them to develop a project on it. Not just an ordinary project, but a project that at the end of the day is solving an issue within their society or community.
Okay. I wish we could solve the electricity issues.
Yeah,
because nowadays, yesterday, my power went off since you mentioned that, some innovations in that regard wouldn't be bad. But what is the vision behind, what vision drives this? Yes, you've spoken about some of what it goes into, but what's the vision behind it?
All right, the vision behind Stemnovation, we have the science and math quiz, which is theoretical, and then we are bringing the Stemnovation to solve our societal problem for us.
Okay, so
practicalize practical-based competition amongst the senior high school students. Yeah.
Okay, I see you want to top up.
I would love for Ghanaians to visualize, if you were closing your eyes and thinking about what Stemnovation is going to do for yourself or for the nation, is that it's going to have us do something, right? We're in a position where the average Ghanaian student is going to go through their educational system and do the chew, passport, and forget. They'll be able to tell you what matter is, but they won't be able to create something for you on average. I'm not saying everyone. So Stemnovation is trying to tap into our new curriculum, into our new push towards STEM in general to actually highlight what can be done. And so when you close your eyes and you visualize what's happening, we see students who are engaged, who are working hard and are using their knowledge to create practical solutions.
Now, we know that there are other STEM competitions. Yours is not the only one, but it's probably the biggest. What sets Stemnovation apart from the others, and what impact would you say so far it has had on the community?
Let me speak about that. Last year, for instance, a school in OT region, Rara community, they came and
Rara, yes.
Yes, it was the project that this student developed. It's mind-blowing. Can go to communities like, what's the name of the community? I forgot the name of the community. It's at OT region. And then a student realized that teachers and nurses were not accepting postings to that community simply because there's no lights.
Okay.
And these students were able to find solutions to that. They developed a lighting system, and then they have rural electrification. When you go to the marketplaces, they have wiring, and then women in the market charge their phones and everything. So Stemnovation is here to solve issue within a community. We will challenge the student, identify an issue within your community, and then find solutions to it.
And I think one of the larger issues that is different about Stemnovation is that it's not hypothetical. So for example, there are a lot of other practical contests out there where you'll build a robot or do A, B, C, and D. And sometimes the quest or the challenge is so hypothetical that they want you to think about what would you do on the moon. We are very straightforward. It's like practical in the sense that you're using your hands.
Things we can use.
But practical for what you
stuff.
can use, tangible things that can happen. And so I think that's one of the larger pieces here. And it also, I think it answers the question of who's actually involved in this process. Stemnovation is one of the few STEM contests, and especially secondary school STEM contests, that directly goes after TVET institutions. Right? A lot of times when we talk about STEM, we want to put it to a place where we are not having or engaging or directly charging our TVET institutions to get involved. But we are doing that in Stemnovation. So I think that's one of the larger pieces there also, where we're trying to get everyone. It's an inclusive process.
Stay with me, Aaron. So what are some of the innovative projects we can expect at the grand finale? And for those who may want to come and watch, why would they even want to come and watch these? Just whet our appetite in terms of what we can expect at the grand finale.
I'm giggling because there's like this big giant list. I don't want to spend too much time. But so, for example, if you want to see how a smart home works and how you can have a smart home work in Ghana, you can come and see that. So, for example, I've
seen some in movies.
That's literally, we had it, and you can't really tell the size of this desk, but this is a huge desk, maybe about 2.5 meters across, whatever it is. And we had a school last year that brought a smart home that size and had it fully functioning all the way to the point where you can have a smart home functioning with the automatic gate, and even they had like a toy dog on there. Like they're actually going to that level of detail. So things of that nature, things where you can think of how you can continue to use hydroelectric power properly to ensure that we have electricity, so you're not in a position that you're in or I'm in when there are times I'm at home, I'm like, the light might go out and I'm nervous. I want to do things before that happens. So I think Ghanaians are going to be very engaged because they're going to see things that they've only seen, like you said, in movies or outside of Ghana. I think that's another thing. I think another level of excitement, this is very like a little more visceral, more to the heart. You're going to see young men and women smiling and engaged in education. We're hearing so many stories of, I don't like being in school, this isn't making me happy, and things of that nature, or I'm studying things I don't like. You're going to watch young men and women fulfill part of their dreams so that they can end up using these projects for future things within their own communities and to make money and to have future careers.
Okay. Now, you've already given us a bit of a highlight in terms of that school in the OT region, Rara to be specific, and that innovation. But in terms of diversity and inclusion, how will all of these bring about diversity and inclusion as far as STEM education is concerned? And what does this bode for the future of STEM education?
I think one of the pieces here is like when we talk about diversity, it cuts across different aspects, right? One of the diversity issues that we see in Ghana sometimes, and I just was listening on the news, is that they were saying that, oh, this program only happens in Accra. This program only happens in Kumasi. Well, this is a universal program that's been opened up to every single secondary school and every single TVET institution, every single tech in the entire country. And so that is step one of just regional and nationwide diversity. Also, the fact that we are actively pushing and trying to support women in STEM through this process. And so of our 24 finalists, four of the schools are all girls schools. And then the vast majority are also mixed schools. So we're bringing in more and more women consistently. And thank you to one of our sponsors, Bountiful Technologies, for supporting that award, the Girl Power Award for the highest ranking all girls school. So we have that going on. We also talk about TVET and bringing in these high level TVET institutions. And so we also have that process in our diversity. Then when we talk about the fact that we're going to every single school, so we're also telling people to solve problems in the way of use. And so we're talking about things of how are people going to be using this STEM or these things as far as individuals who are hard of hearing, individuals who struggle with sight and things of that nature. And so I think that the diversity is huge across the board, and we're consistently growing. Last year, we had 97 institutions. This year, we have 228 schools that have done 250 plus projects. Next year, we're looking for 500. What does that mean for context sakes? That means that out of the 900 or so secondary institutions in this country, by next year, we're going to have at least half of them engaged.
Let's talk about, so the 24 schools, what are respective journeys been like? How did they get here? I mean, you mentioned the over 200 this time that came to the fore.
Okay. Last year, we had a Zoom presentation with the students. And then we had a lot of issues. They were saying their internet connectivity were bad and the rest. So this year, for instance, we zoned the country into 8. So we have zonal centers across the country. So we are done with the zoning. So we had our judges and then some of our team members going around the country to look at the project. Physically, you look at it. We ask you your problem statement and how you arrived at the project. So this year was a face-to-face interaction with the students. Okay. So we are done with all.
No hiding anywhere.
No hiding anywhere.
Come and show your face.
Yes, show your face, defend the project, how you came about it. So we are done with the road show. So we are now at the grand finale.
Aaron?
Yeah, I feel like another piece of the journey that's a little bit intangible is getting out of the school. A lot of the young people are not getting out of their school. They're not taking excursions and things of that nature. So you're working with your team of 3 people. You're working with your coach. You're getting on the bus. You're having to fend for yourself in a sense of making sure this big giant project fits. So there's all of these skills that we use in our world of work, right? Even what you're talking about of having to come to work so early in the morning and fix your schedule, and no matter what, the show must go on. At 9 a.m., this show is going to come on. At 6 a.m., the other show is going to come on. In the same way, these young people had to get to their center, they had to present themselves. And then another piece of it is being able to do public speaking, high-level public speaking.
Confidence level.
Confidence level. Yeah. The minister talks a lot about taming young Ghanaians and things of that nature. And my argument is this: let's not tell them how to behave. Let's put them in the right positions so that they can take the stand, so they can defend their work, so they can write well. So these are things that are happening in Stemnovation that are going through a journey, but they're also learning intangible skills that may not be measured on a BCE or a WASI, but can be measured through what they produce for the rest of their lives.
Mm. So let's talk about, eventually, all of this boils down to the 14th and the 15th.
Yes.
And we have a venue. What can we expect? What is the venue? And of course, it's on our screens. But I just want you to reiterate: what is the venue? What can we expect on D-Day? And also importantly, who can participate?
Okay, we already have the schools. We have it's 228 schools that presented the project. So
out of which you picked 24.
We picked 24.
So that's
each team.
Every
team we have 8 projects. Under urban gardening we have 8, clean water we have 8, and then flexible use of electricity we have 8 schools who are coming to compete for the grand finale. And then we have additional 6 schools, and we have other schools too who will come to exhibit their projects at the competition.
Okay.
It's happening live at University of Ghana, Legon City Conference Center from 14th to 15th of November. Okay. Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Please, we entreat all of you to come and look at the project that the students that we are investing hugely into the free senior high school space have developed. It's mind-blowing projects, and it's a project that at the end of the day is solving an issue within our community.
Let me ask you a quick question though. Those in the past that have competed and won and placed and all of that, what have those solutions brought to bear? All
right. I told you RARA has already commercialized their projects. We have a lot of projects also sitting there. We are appealing to industry players, opinion leaders, that they should come from 14th and 15th, look at the project, the one that they think will help their industry, they adapt it, and at the end of the day, we help commercialize these projects.
And that's why you also have to come, because then you get to see, and then you know what pertains to your sector, your industry. But I was also asking about participants. Who can participate? Apart from the schools, I mean, can people, how are ordinary Ghanaians going to be able to participate? Other young people who may think, oh, I'm interested in this, I want to be there or something.
Yes. Go ahead.
All right, so we have schools that we will invite, but it's an open event, so everybody can come look at the project, and if you want to participate, link up to us and then we'll help you out.
Okay, is there a virtual connection?
Yeah, there will be a virtual connection. Yes, yes. Okay. Right. But we prefer coming there face to face to look at the project yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have the Facebook live feed. We'll have things on our Twitter and our what they call it, our X feed, and on Instagram and things of that nature. And yes, we really want everyone to come in. It's a free to spectate event, and we are bringing in dignitaries from different ministries to come see this also. So we were trying to think about the two major facets of Ghanaian economy, right? And you have the public and the private sector. So we're talking about ministries like Nestle, we're talking about energy. We're inviting all those people to come in so they can see, so they can say, yes, this is really going to be productive for flexible use of electricity, right? As Ghana is coming into becoming a nuclear power in the next 2 to 3 years, we may be having nuclear reactors here in Ghana. We need to have individuals who can actually work on those things and who can have the innovative thinking for that kind of processing, right? And so we want them there. We also want our young people to interview with these people, to say hello, to check in, to work on those skills of how do I present myself to someone, the quote unquote elevator pitch and things of that nature. So we're going to be really, really invested in having individuals come in so they can see, like you said, what is happening, have that feely touch of it and move forward.
All right. The final bit, I want you to be very brief on this. After all of this is said and done, what legacy is this going to leave in terms of STEM education in our country? I'll give you 30 seconds each, and it's a wrap. I'll start with you, Nanafa.
All right, sure. So the legacy we are leaving behind is that at the end of the day, we are bringing a competition that is solving a national problem. It's not just a competition that you come and rant and then you go, but we are touching lives, in short. We want students, when completed, we don't want them to be job hunting and the rest, but whatever they've learned in school, they are going to use their entrepreneurship skills and then they are going to work with it. They wouldn't wait for government to give them job to do.
All right. Aaron?
I hope that this leads young men and women to have the confidence, the knowledge, the skills, and the values to be innovators for the rest of their lives, and then to touch other people in some capacity. And so it'll be a each one, teach one kind of thing, that this group of STEM innovators would be looked up to in the same way as we look up to our winners from National Science and Math Quiz. I'm an old boy from pre-sec, and we run around talking about how
you just had to mention that
all the time, Daddy.
I'm sure you planned it. That's part about coming out. I have to mention it.
I had 30 seconds and now you're messing it up. Anyway, long and short, as an old boy from pre-sec, there's something I'm proud of, and to say that we won. I want the same feeling for those individuals. We won, and we can touch it. Not just a trophy, but the thing we created.
All right, so it's all about Stemnovation 2023. You want to be a part of it. And of course, if you're in industry, you also ought to come on board and see how you can not just benefit from it, but maybe even support it moving forward. Those who join us for this conversation, Nana Afra Sika Mensa, Deputy Coordinator, Free SHS, and of course, Odadie Aaron Chum Akwabwa, Director, Strategy and Innovation at the Ministry of Education.